Hello everyone, Joe here again. Been a bit of a while since my last update, and I did talk about having scan results back last time, and then this video would be a how that went. So, before we get any further, usual disclaimer, if you're going to leave me a comment telling me something is going to cure my cancer, give me some research, don't tell me to go and Google it. I don't have time to waste on stuff like that. Also, do remember, I mainly read your comments whilst I'm on the toilet. So, if you leave a really horrible one, chances are, and I respond to it, that's how much you're worth, just so you know. Mainly the reason I say that is because I've had some people who have accused me of faking my cancer, which is, oh god, I wish I was. Honestly, I wish I was. Then on top of that, I've had some people who have said, you know, how can they finish me off quicker? Which I'm not super thrilled about, as I'm sure everyone can imagine. But yeah, moving on. Scan results. The title of the video is mostly stable. Yeah. So basically, have the scan results, sit down in front of the oncologist, and he says, well, it's mostly stable. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because to me, things are either stable or they're not. There's no in between. So, where do we go with that? Well, turns out where we go with that is there's been a small amount of growth. Not runaway growth, but some. Any is too much, as we know. That's kind of how we feel about these things. Also, at the same time, he did come at me with some treatment options, which is good. And to be honest, I'm glad. I was ready to start basic chemotherapy again, almost immediately. I was like, okay, cool, we're going to go in there and we're going to, bam, start chemo, and that'd be it. Turns out there might be some other options, which is good. So, about a year ago is when I started chemotherapy. I did that for 4 months, stopped, because I had the maximum amount you can have, and then things stayed stable, so I had a year of stability, which is about 8 to 6 months more than people normally get with my type of cancer, so that's really good going. Then we kind of go into the options. We're currently waiting back to see if I have a certain mutation on my anaplastic thyroid cancer, which if I do, it means I could potentially go forward for a trial for a type of, is it tyrosine kinase inhibitor? One moment, I'm going to have to double check that, because I need to make sure that I've got the words right. Because if I've got them wrong, it'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? And it's going to be like a, wait, what? It inhibits Red Bull? No. Here we go. Kinase inhibitor, basically is what it's called. It's tyrosine, yeah, tyrosine kinase inhibitor, TKI. It's a drug that basically stops. It's a type of drug like that, and typically what it does is it stops cancer cells from reproducing, so they wear themselves out and they die. It also helps starve them by preventing growth of blood vessels around them as well, which is good. We want that to happen. So if I can get a trial on that one shares a mutation with melanoma, so skin cancer. So it's a type of treatment for that which can carry across, which could be pretty cool if I can get in on that, because apparently it's had good results on my type of cancer. So we're like this. I've never hoped for a certain type of cancer before in my entire life, but hey, here we are doing that. Now, if I don't have the correct mutation and I do have to go onto other types of treatment, we're going to be trying something called lenvatinib, which is typically used in thyroid cancers that don't respond to radioactive iodine. Because radioactive iodine is the normal treatment for thyroid cancer, because thyroid cells really like to take up iodine. It's what they do, they take it and they convert it into thyroid hormone, done. Okay, it's what they do. But anaplastic thyroid cancer does not take it up, so radioactive iodine no longer works, and that's why it's so dangerous, because it doesn't really respond to anything. There have been some encouraging reports and studies based around lenvatinib. Unfortunately, lenvatinib does have some really crappy side effects, so we have to kind of deal with that. But if the side effect is cancer doesn't grow and you get more life, I think it's worth the trade-off. I think it's worth it. It's worth the fight, definitely, that's for sure. Of course, final option, nuclear solution, more chemotherapy. There is an issue with the chemo though, is that I can only have 2 out of the 3 drugs that you normally get. So ECX was the type of chemo I had before, which is epirubicin, cisplatin, and capecitabine. Now, I can't have any more epirubicin. I've hit my limit, my lifetime limit of that. Due to the amount of damage it does to your blood vessels, it can cause a lot of damage to your heart as well. So we don't really want that to happen. Not at all. So I'd have to go just on cisplatin and capecitabine, and of course that means potentially a reduced response because of the fact that it's a different combination of drugs at that point. It doesn't have to cure me. It just needs to keep me alive until something else comes along, which possibly the last round of chemo did if I can get on this trial. I'm trying really hard not to get my hopes up, but we are obviously running out of options. But at the same time, where I got my scan results back, there's not as much cancer as I thought there would be. So this is the first time I've ever seen my scan results. So quick mention here, if you do have cancer and you do have scans, just ask to look at your results on the screen. Your oncologist should show you. That it's your insides after all, it's your body, so they're your scan results. So you can ask to see them. It's not all kind of initially pushed in front of you. And I think it's mainly because we had a lot of bad news delivered in a very short space of time that we never really got to see it. Now looking at it, it's a slices, so you start off like here, and it works your way down through your body. And you see the different slices as it goes. And what you see is your lung tissue, you see it move on down to your heart, all the way down through, and then it hits your liver and your stomach at the bottom. Also, something I mentioned, I've got pectus excavatum, so I could really see that in my scan, which was kind of reassuring. But yeah, you start off at the top, you see your back teeth basically, and you move your way down. I've got nothing in my neck, so my neck is still clear of cancer, which means that my surgeon, what a lad, really sorted me out with that one and helped get rid of it. So it was literally, they stripped a lot of healthy tissue out around it, so if only it was just in my neck, eh? But it's not. So in my lungs, we move down, nothing, oh, white spot. And of course it goes like this, and then like that, as you move through it, so it kind of goes like small, big, small, like that, is because you're moving through a section of it, but like slicing a potato. And it's, there's only a bit, there's not a huge amount, it doesn't look like a huge amount to me, at least I thought there would be more. But then we hit down like bottom right hand side, and we've got something that's probably about that round, and like that, I'd probably say. So it's not good, that, and that's one that started growing. So when we talk about mostly stable, it means some have stayed the same size, some have grown slightly, some have started to spread out a bit, and that's one that started to spread. So, like I said, any is too much, but I have so much less than I thought. So I've got so much healthy lung tissue left. Like, it's one of the reasons why I don't feel out of breath. And if I do feel out of breath, it's only because I'm unfit and I've spent a year doing absolute fuck all. So, we turned that around last week. I started going back to the gym. So I started doing some lightweight lifting, very much focused on strength, and also focusing on health and mobility. So I'm doing a lot of stretching, because that's something that really suffered my flexibility. And bear in mind that I used to be able to kick people in the head 5 different ways, and now I can't really kick anything anywhere near above thigh height. I do this, but you can't see it. This is thigh height down here. So we got some work to do there, but hopefully I don't feel too awful with whatever treatment I go on, and I can keep that up. I find out on Thursday. Today is Monday. Yeah, we got some work to do. Definitely got some work to do, a lot to think about. It's really difficult when the clock starts ticking again, because that's kind of what's happened. You know, it's like playing chess. Guess now it's our move. We're counting down. So you have to kind of wait. But all in all, I'm trying to stay positive. It's very, very difficult to stay positive in a situation like this, but it is possible, and you can do it by keeping busy, talking to friends, focusing on doing the things that you enjoy. And that could be as simple as going for walks in the park, if that's what you can manage, or you go and you see some friends, you have some drinks, you go out for a meal, all that kind of good stuff. And also building something for the future that people hopefully remember. And that's something that I've tried to do with the YouTube channel, also my gaming channel where we did that 24-hour stream and stuff. I really hope that we can build something towards the future that people remember and you did something good. But yeah, I think I'm going to call time for there. If you have made it to make it this far, where are we? 10 minutes? Oh, blimey, that was longer than I expected. You've managed to make it this far. I've got into this thing of saying a word at the end. So, because it's coming to the holiday period, that's for the Americans, the rest of us, Christmas. It's November though, so don't be doing this Christmas malarkey. But, because it's come to Christmas, and it's a Christmas that I didn't think I'd get to see, let's bear that in mind. This time last year I thought I was done, but I'm not. I'm still going strong. So, I guess stuffed turkey. So leave me a comment saying stuffed turkey, because that's for you guys who, I've got to edit this in now and I've got to have it say stuffed turkey when I do this. Great, nice one, Joe. So that's one for you Americans, because it's coming to Thanksgiving, and also for us in the rest of the world who have turkey at Christmas rather than a Christmas ham. But okay, hopefully I will let you all know fairly soon. I won't leave it so long. I wasn't feeling too great the last couple of weeks, had a bit of a cold, so it's feeling rough. But I will let you all know how things are going and what the options are going forward and what I'm going to be doing. But okay, as usual, thank you very much for everyone who's watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave me a comment saying stuffed turkey, and don't leave hateful stuff. You're just being a dickhead on the internet at that point. Alright, speak to you all soon.